Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio, and this is Truth to Power show, and my name is Beverly. And tonight we have another important and exciting guest. Her name is Shaba. She's a psychic. She's a Reiki master. She's a metaphysician. She's a hypnotherapist, and she is an ordained minister. And she is well known in the Detroit, Michigan area. And so tonight she is going to talk about what she sees for this new year that's coming in, 2009, what she sees on the political front, on Wall Street. So she's going to give us some insight on what we have to look forward to in this new year that we have here. We also are in a very important time. We are in history-making time at this point with our new president. Shaba, are you there?
Yes, I am, and how are you this evening?
Good, good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, and thanks for inviting me to be a guest, Beverly. I appreciate that. And,
okay.
And your family's doing well?
Yes, everybody is doing good.
Good, good.
Now, go ahead.
No, I was listening. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, you are in the Detroit area.
Yes, I am.
And what is the name of your place?
It's called the Nirvana Institute. That's Nirvana Institute, and we're located in Farmington Hills, Michigan.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we're going to get some more information from you later on in the show, but I want to know what is your insight on the new president that we have, President Obama?
Beverly, I've just got a lot of exciting news, some that probably a lot of your guests already know, and some things that they probably don't know. And I'd like to start with personal years. You know, our lives go in cycles from year 1 to year 9. And with President Obama, President-elect Obama, all throughout this past year, he's been in a personal year number 4. So that means he's really had his nose to the grind. He's really been working hard to make things happen, and we see the fruits of his labor. We see the results. But as of his birthday coming up in August 4th, in year 2009, he's going to be moving into a personal year number 5. And as you know, that personal year represents change, and we know that that has been his motto throughout his entire campaign. Change is coming. So we're in for some very, very exciting times, and as you said, a historic time as well, not just for us, but for all people. And I think he said that over and over and over again. This is going to be a time of his reuniting all people, particularly all Americans. This is a time, since the country is moving into a personal year number 2, this is a time of partnerships, communication, and education. And I believe, from what I've been seeing, that he is going to focus in all of those areas. We already know he's a great communicator.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be able to communicate his principles, his ideas, his aspirations, his dreams and hopes for all of our world as well as our particular country. And he is going to be successful in terms of being able to reach across the aisle and unite the Republican Party with the Democratic Party. After all, we are all one. But they're going to function as partners. And he's going to be able to communicate things to them in a way that's going to force them to want to work together. And he'll be very, very successful with that. He'll also be very, very successful in terms of his communications with foreign leaders. We're also in a time when Pluto rules the government. And as you know, over the past year and in the coming years, things in the government will have to change. They will change, but also a lot of things are going to be exposed. And you're going to find that everybody will want to be more involved in a political manner, especially the youth. And I think there is no better gift to the world and to our country than that.
All right. Well, we've seen that with his campaign, how he got the youth involved
That's for
in
sure.
his election. Yeah.
That's for sure. I have a great niece, Khadijah, and I was just so proud to find out that she was out actively working his campaign. I think she's about 14, and she came up to the office one day, and I was just so pleased to hear her asking people as they came in the door, folks that she did not know, have you registered to vote? And she was right there ready with her information in terms of what they needed to do, how they needed to do it, and I was very, very proud. But that was just a small sampling of what is kind of taking place across the nation in terms of getting the youth involved. And I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and to me, it seems like this might have been a prediction of Martin Luther King when he said, when one day young black children and white children will work together and live together, and it seems like this is what he was talking about.
It's exactly what he was talking about, and his prophecy has come true, but it hasn't even come to fruition like we're going to see over the next several years. And I think it's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing because the children have been so sidetracked by all of the other things that they see that they never did think to take an interest in this. We used to hear our parents talking about it all the time, but as young people, you know, we wanted to do our thing. But now he has awakened the sleeping giant, and that is the youth of today. And I think we're just going to see more and more of that as we go. And with Obama being such a proud, dignified, creative, playful, loving man, I think he just touched their hearts. And it would take a man like President-elect Obama to unite the youth as well as the people.
Right.
Now,
And
go ahead.
Well, and you also have some naysayers who still is talking about, well, maybe something might happen to him, and, you know, this might happen. So, you know, so what do you say to those people who still thinking that something might end up happening to them?
I think they're stuck in old ways of thinking. I do have a lot of faith in our government's ability and our armed services ability, the Secret Service, the CIA. I have a lot of faith in their ability to protect our president, especially with what happened with President Kennedy, the attempt on Ronald Reagan's life. I think they've really kind of stepped up their game, but they also know that they cannot afford to let anything happen to this president. And if I'm correct, when Colin Powell spoke, he said the words, and he will be safe. And so I took a lot of pride in hearing that from Colin Powell as well.
That was like some inside information.
You better know it. You better know it. The plan is already in effect. I sincerely believe that this is divine order. And it had to take place. The timing was right for it. And there is a plan. There is a major plan where all participants in that plan, we may not be able to see down the road how it will manifest, but it is in divine order that he has become or will become in January the 44th President of the United States. I've got a few things that I've kind of put together in my meditations about President-elect Obama, and I'd like to share those with you.